Hello. Hello, beautiful souls. And so the question is it better to when manifesting to be specific or to be general? And here's a truth that I have found that works beautifully for me. It is actually a combination of both. So if I am making a withdrawal slip, if I am setting out my intentions or my goals, I will be very specific. Then I go about using the principle or the mindset of being general so that I do not trip up or do not allow the conscious mind, the ego chitter chatter, to trip me up and to cause doubt and fear. Lord knows we all have enough of that ourselves. So to keep things more general after you've set the intention. So are there other factors in doing your best to manifest and getting out of your own way? Absolutely. You have absolutely no control over how many people are going to sign up for anything, how many people will actually buy or hire you or, say yes to a paid offer. You have no control over that. What you can control is how you feel about it, how you're showing up, and how you are attracting. Because every time you work through the flow of energy, the flow of thoughts and emotion, you are building, thank you, you're creating traction and you're building momentum. So if this time, as an example, it doesn't manifest the way that you wanted it to, doesn't mean that the next time it won't. And where we trip ourselves up is not giving thanks and being absolutely genuine in celebrating who did show up and who did say yes. And even to those who said no, because in reality, some of them really are a no. They're not a good fit. Would the money be nice? Yes, but at what cost? So here's a specific example. Say you wanted, and Beati, you shared this in a post and in our group call, that you would have been nice to have 30 people in your challenge, but you didn't really believe it. And so you thought maybe 10 would be better, but you got 2. And we talked about that through the comments and whatnot, that there was doubt. So not very many people showed up. I absolutely know you're grateful for the 2. I get that. Okay. So let's focus on 10. If you are saying, I want 10, I have 10, thank you for 10 people in my challenge that starts whenever. You write that down, you can burn it if you so choose, you put it in your journal, and then you kind of forget about it. You release the outcome. You let go of how many people show up, and instead you start focusing on other things like, I'm so happy to have so many people, or to have more people, or to have people in my challenge. You keep it general. I use a combination of both. So, for example, which might be easier because this is something that I have been doing since September-ish, I decided that I was going to go to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show to start my e-commerce crystal garden, my crystal shop. And I wanted a certain budget. Did I know exactly how that was going to manifest? No. So I wanted a budget, and I decided what it was. I wrote it down. And then I started to imagine me walking around and finding the crystals, or the crystals finding me, or combinations of both. I've been to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show several times, so it was easy for me because I had a mental, emotional, physical, and energetic reference for it. And I imagined me going and walking around the places I knew I would be looking and shopping to find the right pieces. Have I decided which pieces? No. I do know I would like to have some apophyllite, or to get some apophyllite and some lemurian seed crystals. Beyond that, I'm open. If I find no apophyllite, that's fine. The whole point is, I saw me, and I would do this as I was going to sleep. And that way, because when I go to sleep and after I ask the angels to clear and cleanse and la 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 and other things, there's less resistance from the conscious mind. It's not as engaged. It's like totally or mostly not engaged in the daily activities. And I just see it. And I don't care if it's just for 30 seconds before you go to sleep. You're setting the tone, you're setting the vibration for being there. That's what I was doing, being there and shopping for crystals, knowing I'm going to start the Crystal Garden e-commerce store, okay, the crystal shop. I have the money for the budget, all of it. And then the conscious mind sets into, well, how much are we going to have left over to pay for rent of the first of the month? And so I wrote a letter maybe to myself. I think it maybe was Thursday morning or something like that. And I said, now, or maybe it was in my journal. Either way, I said, okay, so now, how much am I going to allow to manifest in addition to that? And I wrote down a number, and it's happening. It's absolutely happening. And when am I going? This is the 17th, so it's in 10 days that I'm going, and I'm so excited. So it's a combination of specific numbers, specific goals, and then letting it go, letting the outcome go, and focusing on the generalities about anything that makes you feel good, anything that is happy, because how it happens, or the steps that you get to do your part. Absolutely. You know that part. You know that those pieces. But how it actually happens is you're creating the space by being in a high vibration, by being in a positive vibration. And when the conscious mind does its best to play the devil's advocate, then you turn it around with anything. Maybe it's sitting in your garden or looking out the window at the butterflies or the trees. I love the trees in the winter when they've lost their leaves. They don't do that too much around here in El Paso, but you get the idea. So when you let go of the outcome, you've got it in your mind what it is you want to manifest. And whether it's a dollar number, dollar figure, or a people number, a client number, good. Be specific, absolutely. And then be general in how you're delivering, how you're attracting, how you're manifesting the vibration to allow that into your experience. Much easier to say than to type out in a whole lot of words, okay? There you go. All right, beautiful ladies, we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.